At this point, when you see a title with the word animal, you probably assume this is some gorilla-based multiplayer free game, and this actually couldn't be further from it. Horror Animal gets compared to Phasmophobia a lot, with a free-to-play solo version, and you can even unlock the multiplayer free if you join their Discord. You go through the tutorial and you learn all about what kind of demons you're going to be encountering in the house, how to deal with them, and how to identify them, and nearly 4,000 reviews give this a high 4.7 star rating. Reviews saying it's a great game, but they'd love to see more of it unlockable free. Reviews saying it's just like Phasmo, but it needs more. You get to try the one free map, and even with multiplayer, it's really cool with mechanics like Phasmophobia, but its own twist. But low reviews bringing up that it was cool until you had to follow them on Discord just to unlock multiplayer mode. Others saying they wanted to get in with a friend and they thought they'd have to buy it just to unlock multiplayer. But plenty of people saying they love it and it's good, so maybe something to try out the free version, decide if you want to buy the full one.
Mr. Borden on the couch, brutally murdered, hacked to death with a sharp object.
Crafting Crimes is something truly unique that just dropped this month in time for Halloween, and even if it doesn't sound like your usual pace for a horror game, I recommend you at least try it if you're a true crime podcast fan. It will leave you very creeped out if you do this late at night and unsettled, but it doesn't have all of the jump scares and the combat, so if that's what you're looking for in horror games, you can jump to the next chapter, next game in the list. But this just dropped and it has you inside of mixed reality, hand tracking only, hearing really creepy true crime stories and recreating the scenery in it, even going as far as seeing the blood and everything that was with it. And with it being out a short time, only a handful of reviews already has this at one of the highest ratings you'll see today with a 4.8 star rating, but nearly no written reviews below a 5 star except for one person who had a glitch that wouldn't let them continue. All the reviews singing its praise. It's an interactive podcast like never before. Not a kiddie meme game, no survival horror, but it really showcases how storytelling come to life. If you like true crime podcasts, this is a must. It's something wonderful, it's new. If you like watching mysteries, this is gonna get you. So good, I would spend $13,000 to play this with how good it is. It might not be your usual horror game, but I warn you, if you play this late at night, you might have a hard time getting to bed after.
The next time anyone saw him, he was dead.
If you think that there's not enough free horror mixed reality games on the Quest Store, you are right, because this is one of the few we're going to even talk about. Hellhorde Mixed Reality Survival. This puts you anywhere in the world you want to be, with a portal opening up to hell with all kinds of creatures coming through you have to fight off. A game that's been out over a year and initially was met with some rough reviews, has gotten more updates, and now the reviews are climbing quickly. Over 1,000 people now giving this a 4.4 star rating. 5-star reviews saying they love the game, but bringing up things they want to see changed, like knowing which monster of the day is the mission of the day so that they know who to target. Others saying they're surprised it's free, it's a fun game and a great mix of reality in the game, but a lot of reviews saying what they want to see different, with people saying that the new update actually screwed up the boundaries. It used to be a 5-star game and this messed it up. Others saying it's compelling and addictive, but it has too much AI in it. And real low reviews complaining that it's nice to play and the graphics are good, but they don't like that they've got to spend money eventually to continue making it through the game, and that makes it feel like a free mobile phone game. This seems to be becoming a top model in VR, and how do you feel about that? Mannequin is an asymmetrical horror game that puts up to 5 people in a versus match 3v2, where one side is agents who are trying to hunt down and take out the mannequins, and the other side are these alien mannequins that can hide in plain sight looking like the people they've frozen throughout the level. Over 1,000 people agree this is a 4.4 star game, saying it's amazing. Some saying it's great, but they wish that non-premium owners, basically the free players, could also use the quick play. It's the most thrilling game they played, and a lot of people giving feedback in the reviews of what they want to see for the game's future. But low reviews citing how they paid for the game and then it went free to play, people feeling like they got scammed, others asking to be unbanned, or some complaints about glitches. If you've been playing Mannequin since it started, how do you feel about its development? Scary Animal, another title you'd probably assume by the name is a gorilla-based game. Maybe they're just doing that for SEO purposes, but the animal in this is referring to the animals like Five Nights at Freddy's, but with a multiplayer twist. This game really feels like a Five Nights at Freddy's clone, although you only get one night free, and with that, still 8,000 people give this a 4.5 star rating. Reviews citing that for a FNAF clone, it's actually good. Unlike any other clone, it's got lore, storyline. Others saying it's a mid game, it's not scary, it's boring, and tons of very short reviews, meaning this is probably attracting a pretty young audience. But people saying it seems pointless to only get one night. Why have that? Why not just go directly to the full paid game instead of getting one night like this? So what do you think? Is one night worth it? If you're looking for some horror, Crawlspace is a claustrophobic, very creepy game where you see an odd job online where someone needs you to retrieve his daughter's dolls that are missing around the house, but 600 people have given it 4.5 star ratings. Reviews saying that they had a friend and a girlfriend, they let them both play the game, and now they don't have anyone in their life anymore. High reviews saying it needs to have some multiplayer to be so good. Others saying they just threw their headset when they tried to play it. It's peak horror, but it's terrifying. Very few 1-star reviews saying it was just too scary. It needs to have multiplayer. One person fell backwards out of a window onto an orphan, so they don't recommend the game. If you finish Crawlspace 1 and you think I need some more, there is a Crawlspace 2. Now you're trying to fix someone's ventilation system through 5 nights using a VR crawling mechanic, and with it being less known, it's much less rated and lower rated. Just a couple hundred people giving this a 4.4 star rating. Some saying they love the game, but not as much as the first one. Others saying they couldn't even get it open to play it. Their controllers were stuck on the ground. But more reviews saying it's horrifying and it's a 10 out of 10, but they do wish they could go back to Crawlspace 1 style of movement, but more lower reviews complaining about glitches. If you tried one and liked it, you gotta try 2, right? Cat is a creepy game that reminds me way too much of Slender Man. You're trying to find 6 items, take them back to the pentagram to banish the cat away. Some saying it's so good. Someone saying 10 out of 10, bro, very spooky. And people with the 1 stars just saying scary, I pooped, and cat, you poopy head. If you're looking for some Slender Man VR action, this might be the way to do it with the Cat in the Hat instead. There's a VR zombie escape demo that's still free, lets you get pretty much the full game experience, and will probably keep you from paying the $10 for the full game. I was very shocked when I got in this one to actually find another player in it at the same time. It's a neat idea with just terrible execution, but basically you're dropped into this world, you have to try and escape these zombies that seem to be basically invincible. Bullet sponges, you drop tons of bullets, you hit them with a knife tons of times, and it's no surprise that only about 50 people have given this a 3.6 star rating, with reviews going back and forth from very bad to awesome to people saying they want more maps and that it's a good zombie game, but ultimately a lot of 1-star reviews, and the full version only getting a few reviews so far. The tough thing for me was the way you hold the guns. You have to push the grip once to grab them, and then if you want to put them back in your belt, you have to push the grip button again to put them down, which took me several rounds of getting killed to figure that out, but I still didn't end up killing any zombies in that amount of time, it felt like anyways. If you remember the good old days of SCPs, then Project SCP might excite you on Quest, a free multiplayer game where you get to go in either as the monsters or as the survivors trying to get out. A VR game that does actually feel like the early days of SCPs when they were still being developed, but in that there's no one in there to play with. You'd have to take friends in with you to really get a full experience of this game. But there's even different SCPs with different abilities to help them catch people, but over 100 ratings, giving this one of the lowest ratings we'll see at a 3.4 star. But people saying it's very good, it just doesn't have enough people. Others saying the servers are the reason it doesn't work, and that's why there's no people. But others adding if they had NPCs, it could be really good, but now it's just dead. But if you have enough friends in there who you can fill up the room yourselves and play, maybe it'd be worth trying out. There have been a lot of attempts in VR backrooms, several of them are free, and Backdoor Classic is one with an interesting mechanic where your joystick does move you, but if you want to run, you gotta move your arms fast. Not gorilla-based locomotion, but just pumping your arms really quickly is the only way to run. Really gets your heart racing when something is moving behind you in the rooms. A slower moving one, you might get in and get killed immediately, or you might be walking for quite a while before you start to see the rooms change. Only around 100 people giving this one a lower 4.1 star rating, with reviews saying this is their favorite game. It's definitely worth it, but others saying it's cheap monsters, the rooms are the same. Others saying it's too scary, but you should try it out. But then lower reviews complaining about how you have to swing your arms like crazy even to walk at a normal speed. Not nearly as popular as NoClip or even Duck's Backrooms, probably for good reason. NoClip VR is one of the biggest backroom simulators in VR. A multiplayer horror game, proximity chat, bouncing around on your hands, 6,000 ratings, giving this a 4.5 star rating. People giving it 5 stars and saying they want to see more updates. People saying it was so good, but they pooed themselves because it was so scary. Others saying there's not enough updates, but it's still a great game and terrifies your friends. And 7% 1-star ratings saying they need to improve the reporting system because there's inappropriate language and people, that it was just too scary for them, or people complaining that they have a Quest 1 at this point and can't play the game. But this is widely known as the best version of Backrooms you're going to get in VR. Tunnels is a game I've talked about before. It was free in early access and it launched and stayed free. Although there is a single player adventure add-on you can play, this game has since added multiplayer. Super creepy, you're crawling through tunnels with the unique mechanic of how you do it. A little more well-known these days, almost 300 ratings, giving it a 4.2 star rating. People saying they like it, but when the update came out, they felt like nothing happened. People saying the monster has multiple reviews asking why does the monster have but other positive reviews talking about how this is a horror game, but it's very different from all the other horror games you have in VR. And a lot of divisive reviews, again, about the monster having a massive If you tried out tunnels recently, what do you think about the new additions? Exorcism Agency Mini is another one that's letting you try this before you decide whether you want to pay for the full version. And this is a shocking game because it is so full. It feels like a cross between Phasmophobia and The Exorcist. There's so many mechanics, there's so many things going on that it seems like some real development time was put into making it, yet it just does not play that well yet. Drops you into a tutorial where you walk around the world to try and understand how it works. But once you get past that, if you get into the rooms, there is a really creepy atmosphere in them. It really feels like Phasmophobia was its attempt, but it just doesn't quite nail it. And almost 300 people giving this a 3.6 star rating make that clear, saying you go in, you want to like it, but you just realize it needs more time to cook. The fear factor is there, tons of potential to get far, but it's a little confusing for people complaining that you have to pay for the full version, although the full version has about the same rating, so it may not be that much better than the free, but people giving it great stars because they couldn't even get far enough to really experience it because they got too scared. If you took the plunge and spent the money on the full version game, is it better and is it worth it? I'd actually personally love to know, because if it worked well, I would get back in myself. Whispers in the Dark, when you open it, gives you a warning. It does say it is a short horror experience, and that could not be more true. In the amount of time I will explain the game to you, you probably could have played the entire thing. I think it might have taken me 2 minutes. You sit down in front of a TV, horrors show up in the room around you. Your TV and flashlight controls are very limited, and no surprise, lowest rating I may have ever seen on a game, 2 stars. Not a single written review, but if you really just want something to put your friend in and see if it scares them, it could work. It's very simple, it's very easy, there's no movement, you won't get sick. Yeah, that's it, that's all I got. PolarDread was made in honor of the FNAF game series, but this game says that it takes the concept of that game and throws it on its head several times. Requires quick thinking to avoid bloodthirsty mascots, but in a winter-themed resort. Almost 500 people bring this to a 4.6 star rating. People saying it's a great game, the mechanics of it are great, and the graphics are pretty good. People saying it's super scary, and it's nice to just have a free, well-built horror game. People saying it's stressful, and people in the lower reviews having issues saying that their flashlight was running out of power, although the developer pointed out it was the doors that were using the power, not the flashlight. And some people in the 2-star range saying it's okay. Overall, well-loved game. Definitely something you should check out if you're looking to get creeped out. The Obsessive Shadow brings all of this horror home, where you are in your home with something creepy stalking you outside that you have to try and catch before it catches you. Still under 100 reviews, but a 4.5 star rating. People saying it's a great game, has a really nice community, and scared them to death. And there are no written bad reviews about this game. It looks like just one person gave it a 1 star, and who knows why. And people with the 4 stars saying that it's really scary, but they're looking forward to more. Wait till we get a mixed reality game that uses your real life windows and has someone creepy standing outside of them. Lurking Shadows puts you as a nighttime pizza delivery boy who delivers pizza in the dark and with monsters all around. And you're just expected to dodge and get away from these monsters. Only a couple people have given this a pretty low 3.8 star rating. People saying it's cool, but you can improve the graphics, the visual environments. People saying, goated, haha, and good game, but does have some bugs. But this was something someone in our community actually made, and it looks like never quite finished. Still free and still buggy. Now, if you've heard of this one, I'll be pretty surprised. Don't Upset Bobby puts you in a creepy room with creepy Bobby, and you have to do your best to solve puzzles without making him upset and come after you. And not a lot of reviews, only 22, but people saying it is really scary. They were surprised how scary it is. It's a Halloween game, and the only low written review saying it just took too long to load. No Hope: The Escape, a barely known game where you are an orphan trying to discover the past secrets of the New Hope orphanage. Only 17 people have rated this 4.2 stars. People saying they love it, but it really needs an episode 2. The spookiness factor is well dialed in. It's amazing, but it has bugs. But lower reviews saying that it's not intuitive like other games. It's mentally tasking with good horror and genuinely scary, but mostly positive reviews about the creepiness in the environment. Check it out if you want to get creeped out. Scary Baboon, a gorilla-based horror game, backrooms, entities you run from, a wild survival challenge, in a game that's free, but you can buy and use tons of gold. And now 47,000 monkey players have rated this a 4.6 star. People saying it really is one of the best horror games they played. The jump scares are great, that they're still continuing to improve the gameplay, but low reviews citing that they bought cosmetics and didn't get what they paid for, that they took away the new updates and they're not happy with the changes, their old purchases and their old maps back, and just a lot of complaining in the low and even in the high reviews on this one. Big Scary, yet another Baboon-based horror game, one that's been around a while and offers something different as far as horror and scares, with a 4.6 star rating. If you are looking for something gorilla-based and horror, but something a little different than all the others, might be one to look at. Some of the big online social hub games like Rec Room have tons of different horror rooms you can go check out, made by creators in them, some of them being much better than others. But there is one in inside of Rec Room actually made by the developers themselves called Make It to Midnight, which is basically a Dead by Daylight copy, something you can get into completely free. You're one of 4 survivors. You have to find a way to power up 3 generators. And if you've ever played Dead by Daylight, this sounds very familiar, all while trying to escape Bonky the clown who's coming to take you down. We won't cover reviews on that one because Rec Room Reviews have covered the entire game and not just those rooms in it, but if you do find you like that, there's tons of other user-generated horror rooms and things you can check out. VRChat, of course, is another full social lobby experience type game where you can do pretty much anything you want, look any way you want, and one of its top horror rooms people talk about is the Smile Room, a VRChat horror experience inspired by movies like It or games like The Backrooms. Advertises a couple hours of playtime. Basically 6 children have gone missing, no one's been able to find them, but then you start getting calls and you have to chase them down. There's all different kinds of levels of scary stuff to do in VRChat, but if you're looking for one that might actually get you, the Smile Room is a top pick. Meta Worlds, Horizon Worlds, whatever you're calling it this day, the title changes alone are scary enough for this to be a horrifying experience. There's a whole bunch of different rooms in there that people have made. Some people claim are scary. I've never found one to actually be scary myself, but some about toys and nightmares and other stuff, so maybe just being in worlds with all the kids screaming around you is scary enough.
Baboon.
With that, that's another 20 plus, 25 something more free horror games, something to keep you spooked this holiday season. Drop any more you know in the comments down below so people coming here can find ones that scare them too. But thank you once again for being here with me. I'll see you in a scary reality.